to 42 mana per hit, and it does extra damage based on that amount. So basically, if it drains 40 mana, it does 40 extra damage per hit. But it might also be just 2 mana, and then it does 2 extra damage. So again, one of the chance factors in this game. You cannot say that it's really good or really bad if you just have one hit. So maybe it'll give you 42 extra damage, maybe it'll give you 1. But yeah, it's one of these factors why this game isn't purely skill-based, and it's kind of a shame, because for the rest it's a really good skill-based game. Then we see this team fight with basically everyone going down, or going to really low health at least. And we see that Shaco isn't really tanky, so he's trying to keep out of the, well, out of the range of the really powerful people, so the good CC and things like that, and still trying to get some damage done, trying to lead them into mushrooms and things like that. But eventually he survives, but I think 3 of his teammates died. Yeah, against 0 of the opponent's team, which isn't very good. And of course there's some complaining about, in this case, Mundo being OP, and yeah. Mundo really isn't that OP. He's just really good if you're good with him. But then again, most characters are. Yeah, he cannot solo against a Mumu, so he basically goes back to jungle. He's also fairly low health, so probably not a good idea to pick a fight here. But also not time to go home, because he has some life leech, life steal it's called in this game. Yeah, he's trying to get some work done anyway, and give the red buff to to Teemo, sorry. And after that he's going home. He did get half the XP of the lizard, and this time, because Teemo was too far away to actually draw the fire of the lizard, he stayed there to avoid the same thing that happened to Janna. Because Janna, well, with Janna you had the problem of the golem running back and healing up again. And that's something you want to avoid, because then you're just, well, not efficient in your farming and in your killing of creatures. So for some reason TF again kills Renekton, 1-on-1 this time. And Hotshot is being a real pain in the ass about it, because well, of course Renekton shouldn't lose to him. And well, in this case it's really true, because the TF has been feeding all game, so he's underleveled and he's not very good, and still the Renekton loses to that TF. So again, he could have placed his ward here, but yeah, okay, he places his ward there, that's fine. But of course Mundo sees it, because there was a Nidalee trap there. In case you didn't know, Nidalee traps can actually reveal wards, and mushrooms for that matter. But so they're trying to go for Mundo here, but Mundo was already gone, so they're just chasing him a little bit. And there's not a whole lot this Mundo can do about it, because if he comes too close, Teemo will actually hit him, and Teemo does a lot more damage than he does. So buying a Zeal, I think. Oh, no. Buying some extra health. Oh, the Wit's End, by the way, does of course no damage to Mundo, because Mundo doesn't use mana. So if he fights Mundo, it's just an attack speed buff. Well, he's pushing this lane a bit, just to avoid them having to take tower damage by some random minions, but also, of course, to get some extra gold. The lanes get you a lot more gold than the jungle does. And, well, as long as you have the chance, why not? He is keeping an eye on the minimap, on the fight that's going on, or, well, it's not actually a fight, they're just poking a bit, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, he sees two people coming here, so he knows that if he goes up, he's done for. So he runs down and trying to get past these turrets. He's going to get hit at least once. And here we see exactly the same thing that happened early game. Only this time he pulls it off. He gets hit by Alistar once and he gets out. So he could have actually done it the first time. And then of course he hits a trap from Nidalee. So he gets revealed. But he gets out. Once he's revealed, he knows they're coming for him. So he runs out to prevent them actually finding him. And, well, because he's rather weak, he has very low health compared to other characters on his team. And he wants to farm up in the jungle, which requires some health. And here he's staying away from the fight a bit, because he's not the one who needs to take damage there. And that's why he's also saying they shouldn't fight yet, they should first heal and then maybe team fight. But as we again see, the team is completely spread out for most of the game. And once something happens, so like here, Mundo is trying to pick off a turret on his own, well, they're kind of engaging that, but for the rest, they're leaving the other team alone for as long as they can, because it doesn't give you a lot of gold if you don't actually kill them. And if you team up, okay, now you get 110% gold if there's, since the last patch, if there's more than one champion sharing. But it's still not worth it. The jungle gives you a lot more than 10% extra gold. So again, they found the Mundo on his own, so they're trying to engage it with 4 players. They don't actually get him, but they do get Dragon here, which is well worth it, because it's 975 gold for the team. Apparently they left Poppy behind there, and Poppy gets taken out, even though Janna tried to heal him up, but didn't actually work. So they're going back in because Renekton went back in. Renekton almost getting killed, uses his ultimate to stay alive, and actually gets out at almost no HP. They do get some kills here, so I guess Renekton did a good job to actually engage there. It didn't seem like that in the beginning. It seemed that it was actually a really bad idea to engage 1-on-4, but I guess he did okay. They did have 2 very high powered players there, or champions there, in Shaco and what's his name, Teemo. They do a lot of damage, only they cannot engage themselves, so Renekton engaged that, and they just did a lot of damage without taking any damage themselves. So Renekton did a good engagement there, or he started the fight, and they started to focus him instead of the weaker carries. So I guess that's a good job. And again, back to the farming mode. Top lane cannot actually be farmed here because it's too far in enemy territory. And as you can see, the tower had only